How's it going, guys? My name is Frazer Krohn with MMA Sucker, and I'm joined today by Cory Hendricks, who fights next week, August 5th, on PFL 7. So, Cory, how are things?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Yeah, good, thank you, mate. Good, thank you. Yeah, we just, we always look down the fight card to see who's on it, and you're one of the more recognizable names on the fight card. So, are you looking forward to your upcoming bout next week?
Yeah, of course. I like to fight, so I'm always looking forward to the fights. Uh, it's kind of a weird thing. Whenever I don't have a fight, I want to fight, and then whenever I do have a fight, I kind of just want to fight to get it over with, so I can kind of relax and have that week or so afterwards where I don't have to stress so much about it and can kind of ease up on the diet and everything. But yeah, it's kind of a weird back and forth.
Yeah, you're trying to find that happy medium in between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, like you say, you have that week off. So, how's the weight looking ahead of the fight next week?
Oh, my weight's always good. I don't cut a lot of weight, and I've always tried to keep it that way. It just kind of naturally happens for me because I'm not like I'm a good size light heavyweight, but I'm not like ridiculously huge. I don't cut a ton of weight, and I think it's an advantage to have a small weight cut. So I've always tried to maintain that.
Yeah, exactly. You do see guys balloon up between fights quite a lot, and I personally, I never cut weight, but I can't imagine what it would be like to try and get all of that weight off ahead of the fight, and then have to fight the day after. So,
Yeah, it's
so
not
yeah,
fun.
yeah, I don't imagine it is. So, how's training going? We've seen you training quite a lot with Khalil Roundtree on your social media. Obviously, that doesn't quite give the whole picture whatever you choose to post on social media. But how's training going ahead of what is a let's be honest, it's a rematch that you yourself said that you didn't particularly call for.
Yeah, no, training's been good. Camp's going good. There's always good days and bad days and little injuries here and there, but overall I'm healthy, nothing major. Yeah, just I'm in great shape and just ready to go. Just kind of same as usual, really. Nothing really out of the ordinary. Just business as usual.
Oh, nice one. So who've been your main kind of training partners for this one?
My main training partners have been Cleo Roundtree and Jamal Pogues, and they're both 205ers. Train with me at Syndicate MMA, and yeah, I've been getting great work with them. I get great looks from them. I consider them to both be better than my opponent, so I'm training with someone or people better than the guy I'm going to fight. So that should help me for the fight and make things a little bit easier.
Yeah, so that'll give you that obviously that little bit of confidence heading into the fight. But obviously coming off the back of your last fight, which a lot of people are saying that's your biggest win of your career. Would you say that is your biggest win of your career?
Uh, yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess it probably has to be because that's the first former champion I fought, and he's got a great record. He won PFL before. Yeah, I guess probably yeah. And then yeah, performance wise, it was one of my better performances too. I finished the guy in 2 rounds and got hit twice the whole fight, and neither of them were actually significant. So yeah, overall, I'd say so.
Yeah, like you say, that must do quite good for your confidence to not only be a former PFL champion, but to finish them. You didn't grind out a decision, you didn't win a split decision, you actually finished the fight. So is that something you'll be looking to do heading into next weekend's fight?
Yeah, no, I look to finish every fight. I'm always prepared to go to decision, but I'm not looking to go to decision. My philosophy has always been the sooner I finish the fight, the less opportunity my opponent has to finish the fight. And regardless of like I might be 10 times as good as whoever I'm fighting, but there's so many factors in a fight that you just never know. That's what makes fighting so exciting is anything can happen and you never know exactly how a fight's going to play out. So, even if I've gone into fights confident that I'm going to win or thinking that I'll probably win, it's never a guarantee. Anything can happen. So, uh, I've never been one to like play around and like stretch a fight out longer than it needs to go because if you do that, you might end up paying for it.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I just try and finish a fight just as first opportunity I can to finish a fight. I'm going to jump all over it.
Yeah, for sure. And you're not paid by the minute, are you? You're paid by the fight. So realistically you want to be in and out as quick as possible. So am I right in thinking it's the first time you've had at least in your professional career, had a rematch?
Yeah, professional and amateur. It's my first
Um,
rematch.
yeah. So how is the training? Is the training differed at all heading in? Because obviously you spent the best part of, what was it, 12 or 13 minutes with the guy before. So is your training been any different to what it would be, say, facing a new body in there?
No, I mean, it's basically the same as my first training camp for him. I know what he's looking to do, and so I knew what he was looking to do going into the first fight, so I was preparing for that. And then it's not like he's drastically changed his style or anything. It's not like he switched it up and he's like a karate guy now or something like that. Like, he's still the same fighter. Like, he's made improvements, but still looking basically to do the same stuff. So, I'm preparing for the things he's going to do, and just kind of, yeah, I know what to expect. I guess the difference is, I've been in there with him now. So I guess it's slightly different in that my preparation's the same, but I know, I guess, even more what to expect out of him, just because, it's different watching someone and actually like being in there with someone. Like, I felt his strength and, his power and things like that. So I just have even a better idea of what to expect out of him.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously the fight was only last year, a little over a year ago. So can you sort of obviously remember back to that fight? Remember how, like you say, you can remember how strong he was in the clinch, or how hard his shots hit and stuff. So has that made it kind of easier to mentally prepare for the fight then?
Yeah, I guess just because it takes away a little bit of the element of the unknown. That's something going into every fight, is you never know exactly what's going to happen. Like, you might have a pretty good idea of what's going to happen, but you never know exactly how things are going to play out. And I mean, there's still an element of unknown because I still don't know exactly what's going to happen with this fight, but I have a pretty good idea. And then I have a pretty good idea just based off watching him and knowing who I am. But then also, because I've been in there, I have an even better idea of what's going to happen. So there's still an element of unknown, but I would just say less than a normal fight.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously you did pick up the win last time. It was, I wouldn't call it a comeback win, because it's not like you were drastically losing the fight. You weren't out on your feet at any point. You weren't in any, you know, compromising positions, as it were. But he did have success in the clinch. And do you think that's what he'll look to do against you next week?
Yeah, he's a Greco-Roman national champion over in Norway, so like that's his skill set, is being in the clinch, and he's obviously good there. He's very strong. In the first fight, I had a really difficult time getting out of this clinch. He pinned me up against the cage for a good chunk of the fight. Most of the fight really. And that's where he's comfortable, and it was difficult for me to get off there. I fought it for a while, and he's really strong and he's good there. So it was taking a lot of my energy to try and get off the fence, and it wasn't really getting me anywhere. So then I sort of just kind of like eased up on that, and avoided the takedowns and kind of let him burn himself out a little bit more, because he wasn't really doing any damage or anything there. He was really just holding me against the fence, and that's, I don't know, it didn't really bother me that much. So I was like, whatever, you burn yourself out, and I'll get off when I can get off.
Yeah, for sure. I think we did see that in the fight. Like you say, you were thinking to yourself, look, I'm going to look to let himself burn himself out, and that kind of came to fruition, didn't it? Because obviously you showed that will, you showed that sort of dog in you to be able to grit out. What was, he wasn't, like you say, he wasn't doing an awful lot in the clinch, and then you were able to knock him down, take him down, and take his neck. Is that something that you think you'll be looking to do again? Is, if you do find yourself in that compromising position, sort of rely on the fact that he burnt himself out last time, or are you looking to sort of put your stamp on the fight this time?
Um, you know, I was looking to get out of the clinch in that one, and I'm going to look to get out of the clinch, because I don't want him to hold me there, but I'm also not going to go just crazy burning myself out trying to get off the fence, because that it's just going to burn myself out, and it's just going to expose me to being taken down. And I think part of the thing with the last one is, like, he was holding me there, but he wasn't really doing much damage or really doing anything. And I think I think if he would have tried to do more stuff, that would have given me the opportunity to get off the clinch. But he's a big, strong guy. And, you know, if he wants to hold me against the fence, it's going to be tough for me to get off. Not that I'll be completely unable to do it, but, you know, it's hard. So I'm not like going in with the game plan of, oh, I'm just going to, you know, tire him out and then make my move. I'm trying to win right off the bat, but you know, sometimes you have to be smart about managing your energy. And I think one of my advantages in this fight is I think I have better cardio than he has. So if it comes to that, I feel like if we do make it later into the fight, I feel like I will have an advantage in that.
Yeah, so you can lean on that cardio because you know we've seen it, especially in your guys. You know, it is a rematch. The last time you fought, you did not only did you out cardio him, but you also, you know, cardio makes a sort of wimp out of most men. So, you know, when he got tired, you obviously, you know, you lent on that cardio, on that training, and obviously managed to get your hand raised in the end. So there's obviously there's two of the light heavyweight fights on the card, the playoffs. Will you be keeping a close eye on them to see how those guys play out, or are you sort of just obviously you're focusing on your fight, but will you be keeping an eye out for the result of those two fights as well?
Yeah, you know, I'm pretty interested in any fight in my weight class. So yeah, I'll be watching, and of course, like I think I'm the first fight of the night. So you know, I get to go in there, do my thing, and then after that, kind of just sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the fight. So I'll definitely be watching.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, maybe it might be a little bit too short a turnaround with the PFL coming to London. But is that something you'd be interested in the future, fighting in England?
Oh yeah, no, England's definitely on my on my list of places I want to go. And I'd love to make it out there someday, whether it's for a fight or just for vacation. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff over there, and it's someplace I'd definitely love to check out.
Okay, nice one. Yeah, and I mean, like I say, it's good to hear from you, and thank you for your time. Can we get a prediction on the fight next week? How do you think it's going to play out?
You know, I don't really know how it's going to play out, but what I'm looking to do is go in there and finish him as quickly as possible.
Good to hear from you, Cory. Thank you very much for your time.
No problem.
Showtime indeed, Anthony Pettis.
What goes through your mind when you're walking onto that cage just kind of depends where your mindset is before the fights and what kind of training camp you had. This camp, you know, I didn't cut any corners. You know, I did the work. I'm going to be confident.
That is a man who wanted to make a statement tonight. And he's got the arm pass across his body. Sweet topside now. And there's the
Now when I have a target on my back, no matter where I'm at, these guys, they want what I have. I'm not letting these guys steal away from me at the end of this thing.
He's motivated. He says he's sharp. A confident and comfortable Anthony Pettis is a dangerous idea.